Let's go.
So passengers traveling from 17 African nations are not allowed to enter Dubai. So that means the UAE has restricted 17 African nations from traveling to or through Dubai, and countries including Angola, Botswana, Congo, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Ghana, Guinea, Kenya, Lesotho, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, Rwanda, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. Now, many Dubai residents traveled back home for the holidays or to use up their annual leaves and are now stranded abroad with no clear date as to when the flight suspensions will be cleared or lifted. And Uganda, along with 11 other countries, were barred from entering Dubai since December 28th to curb the spread of the Omicron variant. Now, this is very heartbreaking for so many Dubai residents who have gone back home for the holidays and are not able to get back now. But there are a few exemptions as to who can come back.
There are, and that's obviously going to be based on visas, and we'll talk a little bit about that because I think some people with specific visas can get back.
Yes.
But it's a heartbreaking time.
It is.
And if you're traveling, I would suggest, or if you know residents traveling back into the country, get on to the airline that you're traveling with, because Emirates has just updated their website with a lot of new information, and travelers from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and the UK, they have new requirements to enter the country. So Dubai residents, take note, if you're coming from abroad, some travel rules have changed depending on the individual country, but you can find the full process for all UAE residents, visa holders coming back to Dubai on the Emirates website. But just take note that this information changes frequently, as we know, so just get onto the website. But it's worth noting that all UAE residents can now travel to Dubai without GDRFA or ICA approval. However, the new exception is for people coming from Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Sudan. So UAE residents, visa holders from those countries must now have GDRFA approval or ICA approval. Like, we're going back to those days. Do you remember?
I remember very well. I was one of the stranded residents abroad last year. Oh my God.
I literally can't even place that pocket in time when you were stuck. Like, I know what happened, but it could have been 4 months ago or 4 years ago.
I know.
COVID.
I know. It's COVID. Like, it just feels never ending at this point. But hopefully, you know, like with everyone just getting vaccinated, that is our saving grace at this point. So
yeah. I think especially here, I know the cases are rising and we were jumping through cases a lot. However, hospitalization, we're still just around the 50% mark. So luckily, hospital beds are still vacant in the UAE. Just in terms of what we were saying about passengers coming from Pakistan, Sri Lanka, India, and a couple more, there are some exceptions, and some of these exceptions apply to other countries. So passengers who have visas such as newly issued residence employment visas, short or long-term stay visas, and holders of 10-year UAE golden visas, investor or partner visas, visit visas, or visa on arrival, they have exceptions there. And passengers arriving from the countries must present a negative COVID PCR-19 test certificate with a QR code conducted within the last 48 hours. We've just had a disaster on all accounts. Our Instagram feed, which is to the right of the screen, has gone down, but Shahir is working. He's getting it back up. Instagram, we're so sorry. Are you dizzy? Little to the left.
I'm so sorry.
You know what I'm even more sorry for? My new iPhone.
Oh my God. Please tell me you have a screen protector on.
I have a screen protector on it that actually on New Year's Eve, little to the left.
Did it crack?
On New Year's Eve, I got some cracks on my new screen protector on my new phone. So I'm in big trouble, and I'm trying to keep my phone. Who can keep it? It's a new year. It's 2022. Expected these things to happen.
You know how you break into a new shoe? You have to break into a new phone just like that.
I think an iPhone is just too good for me. I need to just like, it was never meant to be.
No, please.
It was never meant to be.
No, it was meant to be. You with an iPhone is just like
bread and butter.
Yeah, honestly, it is. But travel, okay, so we're talking about travel
Back
rules.
to travel.
Yes, and these apply to Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Sudan. And travel rules from the United Kingdom have also been updated effective 2nd January 2022. All passengers traveling from the UK to Dubai must hold a negative COVID-19 PCR test certificate for a test taken no more than 48 hours before departure. Note that NHS COVID-19 test certificates are not accepted for travel from the United Kingdom. So these are all the travel updates given to you in a nutshell. But for more information on all of this and a good breakdown, please do head to our websites, where we have articles written up for all of you guys.
Exactly, and it's so specific and it's so confusing, and you're going to hear from one person will tell you it's a 48-hour PCR test, and someone else will say it's a 24-hour, etc., etc. But that's because the rules are changing frequently, and that's because the rules from every single country are different based on the COVID situation in that country. So the best thing that you can do is get onto the airline. If you're traveling, it's an awkward time for travel.
Yeah.
I know my brother and sister-in-law were stuck at the airport because of COVID test situation. They had to go to a hotel for a night. That was just one tiny story, but they met a lot of people in the same boat. So just get the latest information and try and be as up-to-date. And also, things happen, you know?
And you don't want to be in that situation, right? So I think just the smartest way to go about this is 2 days before you're traveling, get on a call with the airlines, get all your documents sorted, try to find, at least go to 2 places for a PCR test. It might be a little costly, but less costly than getting
2 PCR tests.
I would suggest that. I mean, from my experience, just go to 2 locations where you can get a PCR test, because you don't know which place will give it to you faster.
That's a very good point, because you just can't know.
Honestly, you just don't, yeah. And depending on which country you're in, and just the COVID cases, the situation over there, and the amount of people getting tested. So it's always such a nerve-wracking situation to be in. But the best bet is to be safe. Be safe than sorry,
Be safer than sorry.